Check. Yeah. Hey yo, I'm coming for them duffel bags and gold teeth. This game been saturated, written for my nosebleeds. I like that propane and spit that dragon breath. I got that product for the low, all hell my connect. I've seen the crazy people dying with the worst intent. I've seen my enemies praying I get my success. That type of irony can fuck your whole mind up. Blood ain't really blood until that loyalty.
And welcome back to the Chew and Ooh podcast, little me ooh. Once again, by myself. Next week, Chew should be back. And you might want to tune for that one because we got another wrestler coming in. It's going to be a good one. And for you and anybody who's listening right now, I have TAO in the house on the Chew and Ooh podcast. We got Gino, we got Rose, and we got a new guy, Typhoon, in the house with us, man. It's going to be a good one today. And before we get started, let me thank our sponsors, like always, is the one that pay the bills. So we're talking about Sergio, Ovidio Brothers Electrical. Sergio, thank you once again for your sponsorship for the podcast. I appreciate you, man. And next month, you'll be supporting us again. Now, also, Hemp It Up, located in McAllen and Westlaco, Texas. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If God didn't want us to smoke it, he wouldn't grow it. Simple as that. Also, Matt Mayer, AC Repair, the guy you want to look at. Winter's coming up. You want that heater working 100%? Look them up. You get some good prices. Let them know Chew and Ooh sent you. And last but not least, our plumber, Gabriel Paredes Plumbing. Give him a call. If he doesn't answer, send a text. He will hook you up and get you going. Woo! Man, we're talking about sponsors. And we might have some more sponsors coming up next month. Slowly but surely, the podcast is growing. It's growing. It's like a typhoon slowly forming in the Gulf of Mexico. They only get one. That's it. That sounds good. Let me get my liquid death over here. Everybody has their beverage. I think we're good to go. So let's get started, guys. It's been a minute. Haven't seen you guys in a while. As all of you know, the intro to every podcast that I've had has been Gino in the beginning. Thank you very much. I appreciate you letting us borrow that, man. Awesome. Everybody compliments the intro. Ask me who it is. I let them know who it is, and they look you up. I'm not sure if you're getting more followers or not on top of that. And I know Rose sent me some also, and I've been using those on some of the trailers. Also, in the background, when on some of my podcasts, you hear the background over and over mix. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys for doing that, man. It's awesome, man. That's awesome. Other than that, man, I mean, tell us. Let's get to the new guy. Let's pick on Typhoon today, man, because we know we'll hit Gino in a minute. We'll hit Rose in a bit. But Typhoon's new. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who you are, where you from.
I'm Johnny Typhoon. I am from Donna, Texas, but I currently live in Mercedes right
now. There you go. That explains the late. No, I'm just joking. No, man.
But yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since the beginning with these guys and stuff like that. We all met in high school and everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what made you come into the hip hop scene? What was it that encouraged you to get in? I mean,
just the variety of music that you can do. Just like, I mean, it's not saying just like necessarily hip hop, but I do like pop too and stuff like that, you know? So it's just, and then especially going out with these guys, like to one of those like open mics and stuff like that, I got to see a lot of that. So that really like influenced me too, to really get into it as well.
That's good, man. That's good. I mean, great. And coming from these two, I mean, there's a lot of influence. I've heard their music quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
Since when I brought Gino in first, man. I mean, it's been great music. Rose has put up a good amount of music also, especially when I think the last time we spoke, you were already coming out with was it the Clump? I think it was the
Sherman Clump.
Sherman Clump, yeah, Sherman Clump one, and I heard that one the first time. I go, oh, I like this.
Yeah,
hard. It was hard, man. Really hard music there. And then Gino's been hitting it up left and right. I mean, I know we were supposed to have you last month here, but you had something going up in, was it in Denver, in Colorado?
Yeah, I finally got to experience New Mexico and Colorado with the homie Evolve and Pause One, the Between the Pages tour.
How'd that go, man?
It was super dope. I mean, we got to perform, well, as far as San Antonio, you know, usually go out there and kill it, but San Antonio was dope. We got to perform at 502. Where else? We went to Amarillo. We got to chill for a while at New Mexico. And we went to Roswell and we checked out the aliens.
Oh
and shit
shit!
like that.
Real aliens, not illegals. Lord knows there's a lot of them all over the place. No. Let's not go into that.
Nah, it was funny because when I bought this shirt, there was this guy selling shirts, and he was like, "My number one selling shirt is the one that says I'm not an illegal alien."
There you go.
There was a white guy, so
I guess he beat me to the punch, man.
Nah. But so after that, pretty much we performed at Amarillo. Then we went to Las Cruces, and then we performed in Albuquerque. We were gonna do a show in Taos. Pretty ironic, the whole TAO, and then they had a city called Taos out there. We didn't know that.
Oh, there you
go. But that show got canceled due to the whole COVID.
Right.
And everything. The whole Delta was starting to circle a little more.
Yeah.
So it was pretty weird, I felt like we were gonna get quarantined out there at one point, like I was like, man, like we might get stuck out here.
Right.
But we made it out to Colorado. We performed out there with IB Hustles. IB Hustles, took care of us out there. Shout out to homie IB Hustle. Shout out Pause One. Shout out Evolve one time. They, super dope to be out there on the road with them. I also got to perform in Colorado Springs and Denver as well.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I got to mark all those off the checklist, and it was 2 weeks, man. It was pretty tough, being on the road and everything.
And a lot of dispensaries on the way. No, I plead the fifth. I'm not gonna say anything, but hey, you visit those states, you gotta visit the dispensary, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you go out there and check that out because it's legal.
They were telling me that's how they know you're a tourist.
Yeah. Oh, that guy! Look at him run. Looking up. Yep. That's a tourist. I hear you, man.
Shout out to homies to let me open up for them, close out some shows for them.
That's awesome.
So it was definitely dope. A lot of the shows were super great. Albuquerque was super dope. Met a lot of cool people out there.
That's cool, man.
And the experience, man, just being able to, perform solo, you know what I mean? And just, kill it out there and just have, people who don't know who the fuck you are. And then just, at the end of the show, they're like, oh, they come back,
Yeah.
So it was pretty dope.
That's cool. And as far as I know, while you were, for that period of time you were out, that I hadn't seen for over a year, I got Rose over here, man, that was going, not only just this podcast, but a lot of other podcasts you were jumping on, man.
Yeah, I was kind of... I don't know. I guess I'm digging this whole podcast vibe. I like the idea of, what you do, what other podcasts do, because there's also bigger ones that are out there. But I mean, just the idea of just being involved.
Right.
Being the interviewer or interviewee, and just having an overall good conversation about some real shit.
Like the Mexican Joe Rogan.
No, don't start with that, man. You're the second person already, bro. The second person. That's why I shaved my head, bro. But yeah, man. I'm starting to eat deer. Well, that was a long time ago, but you're Mexicano. You eat anything that walks on four animals, but the four legs, man. But not everything. But anyways, but yeah, and then as far as you two, have you got? I mean, the last time I saw you guys perform, I saw you guys on Facebook doing the cipher.
For that back end.
Yeah, shout out St. Chase.
Yeah, St. Chase,
man.
Shout out to homie Alejandro.
That was a hell of a skit. I mean, as far as everything, and I think I spoke with, who was the first? I spoke with Matt M. The last person I spoke with Matt M. that was here. Telling him about that issue when I first saw it come out. I go, what was the vibe going on, man? I mean, did you have already something written, or you just went off the click? I mean, did you just do it and just went for it, or? I mean, I know y'all each had a certain beat y'all had when y'all started your verses and all that, but do you already know what you were gonna say to get out there and start saying your thing?
No, it just comes like anything else comes, pretty much just approached like any other song, but like I knew that who was gonna be in the room, so I was just like, I'm not gonna let anyone, one up me on this. So, everyone in there was gonna go pretty hard, so I was trying to spit my best shit. I'm pretty sure Rolly too was coming with that. Everyone in there felt with the same,
Everybody had a different, unique vibe to them, and and all the hype was just everybody had such hype points to where it
was a good transition as well.
Very good
transition.
Everyone decided
energy was good. When
I was
there just recording everything that was going on, and man, the vibe there.
You did the camera work?
Yeah, no. For the video, they had somebody else, but I was just
Okay.
like doing like some behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
But man, the vibe in there was just real good. Like
You can see. I mean, just seeing it through on Facebook when I saw it through, I'm like, damn. I mean, there was so much. It was like a mixing pot of freaking jambalaya, a mix of different stuff in there, just going at it, man. Like, what's super that, man? This was coming left and right, and especially the first leg came out. He spit real good. As far as did a really good job.
He just set the tone real good.
Yeah, you pretty much set the tone. You set the bar. You set the bar, and then you had after that I believe it was Matt. It was Matt M. Yeah. Then it was Alejandro. Yeah. And then it was Gino. And then St. Chase came at the very end, which I was like, holy crap.
Yeah,
I just. And the funny thing is, the time when he came out, this is the first time I ever seen him. But when he came out, this is just recently, what's his name? Shoot, I forgot his name. He had just passed away, man.
Mike Nice?
No.
DMX.
DMX had just passed away. Okay. And I was listening to his a couple of albums of him on the road, and then when this came out, when St. Chase came out, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Someone's either Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat accepting the soul or something, because this guy's got it. Yeah, I go, wow.
It was like something different, especially because I never heard on the boom bap. I've never heard.
Yeah, that was his point. He was trying to like prove like y'all are like on this world, and I'm trying to get into y'all's world. And
right.
That thing that y'all do.
Yeah, man. It was the video itself was great, man. I loved it. I got the vibe, and you can, like I said, even though I wasn't there, person like you say, Typhoon, I wasn't there, but you can. Oh yeah, you can totally feel the vibe in that room.
Like, and the transition was just so great. Like, I believe in the DJ. Like, was even like, man, like even Rose. As soon as Rose started, he was like, yo, and everything ended. He was like, yo, I need a copy of that. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, I need that.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling Matt. I go, dude, I need you to send me a copy of that so I can put that on my tunes, man, to listen to on the way to work, or even from the back from work, or while I'm at work. Because it just gets you going, man. It's like it's going.
Anything with Matt though is also like so soulful.
For real.
Yeah, when we did Rivers of Dreams, that one was just I like that one. That was
really man. And I love that. I love the unity between you guys that were on that in particular film. It was great, man. Like I said, the vibe was great, and there was no like, oh, well, who's this guy? Oh, I'm bigger than this guy. It was like, hey, man, let's do this. Let's get this done. Let's make it sound good. You know, and that was so kick ass. The unity between all four of you that were in there, it was great. You know, that's something that's, has to continue. Eventually, and it's gonna grow. But and I also have Keith Velasquez, which is the first night experience. Loved your music. Loved your music also. He's played it a couple of times. He's spun it a couple of times up in New York, up near Staten Island, New York. And I know it's been passed along, so don't freak out. I'd be like, hey, when the hell did I make it to TikTok? But yeah, it's been rolling, man. It's been rolling. And as far as performances, I mean, as far as the whole group, I know we're missing one.
Yeah, we're missing one.
All right. And, I mean, when are you guys planning to get all four of y'all getting together to perform? Anything coming up that you guys want to spit out there?
At this point, it's usually just like whenever like there's a big show.
Big shows, like big events. Like you'll have all four of us. Yeah. Other than that, it'll just be basically us three.
Basically us three at this point. Well, the homie moved out to Austin.
So he's getting. We all got it.
So whenever like something big happens, he'll
shout out Alejandro,
whatever. But like as far as like little shows and everything like that, we got it all covered.
That's awesome, man. Having your bases covered.
Yeah. But he's sending us music over too.
Oh yeah,
he has still working. Still working.
I know he has some stuff that
he just sent me back a track. And
he beat me to a song. I didn't even.
He's still working, quick, man. Real quick.
Still working. Yeah.
Shout out to Alex one time.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, bro. I'm glad things are going smooth for you. Now, as far as from the last, I mean, being the first one, actually our first hip hop artist, our second guest on the podcast. How has it been? I mean, did anyone say, hey, I heard you on the podcast, or hey, man,
definitely from people have asked like, yo, what podcast were you on? Like that was pretty dope, and I'm always like, True and New, man. They're humble as hell, and they just want to like put out like good artists out there.
Yeah.
I always like try to recommend like whoever's like I feel is like on the same wavelength as me,
Yeah.
So
and the last time you were here was myself and Chu we're interviewing you, and at first when we got him in here, he was a little nervous. I remember him sitting right in front of the table here.
Yeah.
We had the lights down. I don't want to set the mood, guys, but I had the lights down low. Played some of that Teddy Pendergrass. No, I'm just joking. But we were talking about that, and yes, turn them off. But yeah, man, it was awesome having you here, man. That was one of the most interesting podcasts we had, because after you left, me and him were chatting. Go, dude, did you realize that he really centered himself when we had the lights at a certain mood, and he just started really going to? We're asking about what would you do? We got signed for a big contract. What would you do? You had so much money, and all the stuff that just came out. He was being truthful about it. I go, yeah, and that's true.
Word. I remember that.
Yeah, it was cool. And then we had Rolls next. It was around February, I believe, January, around there.
I think it was around
January. We had Rolls here. He was on this side with Chu, and we were talking, and all we could talk about was Purple in the Bag to the whole podcast. So it's still slam. I still listen to it. I still listen to it, man. I might have some Purple in the Bag for you guys after the podcast. Thanks to the sponsors. But yeah, man. And about yourself, Typhoon. I mean, as far as watching these guys perform, I'm not sure if y'all entered at the same time or
Yeah. Oh yeah. We entered the same time.
Me and Typhoon, as well as Rolly, we all went to high school together, as well as on the house with you. We all know each other, as well as Jaime, our producer. Shout out Jaime one time. Jammer Right. So we all went to school together. We all grown up together. We've all, pretty much now. We all grown up together. We all perform together. We go as Brainstorm, like when me and him together. Knowledge, Typhoon, Brainstorm. We have an album out as well. So
and another one always working. And then another one coming on the way.
Yeah. We have a lot of music that are
just a lot of like unreleased stuff that we got. That we're just waiting on. Gotta
right
time for stuff.
He's the crazy one. Unfortunately, if you haven't seen him perform with us yet,
they like to say I got a lot of energy.
So he's the wild card of the group. Really?
Crazy.
Talking about like smashing 2 beers together like Stone Cold.
I think I should bring him. I think I should bring him in for next week's podcast. When we have all those wrestlers coming, I think you'd be a perfect
that'd be
fit.
cool. Well, that show that we did at what did we do that show at? They had like a whole wrestling event going on.
Oh, okay,
that was by the border.
Right. Tell me a little about that. What happened on that one?
The Bunny product. So he got involved on that show, and then Evolve asked us to be a part of the Boom Bap
section.
It was an outside event, so it was
pretty dope.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. There was a bunch of other artists, and as well, like there was that big wrestling stage.
Yeah, like
cool.
it's like the stairs were like coming down, and like the it was just right there, like the ring was right there.
Yeah,
I just thought it was so cool.
I didn't even see it until we looked
this
over.
was like right by the border, like right by Mexico.
Really?
We literally had to make that was the last lap.
Yeah, like the last.
Really?
I forgot what the place was called.
It was
Una orden de taco bar.
That would have been cool. We were actually thinking of that. We're like, man, should we just cross over and get some tacos? Yeah, man. Like,
some lunches.
For real.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that show was dope. What was it? Shout out Evolve one time just for getting us on there.
Shout out Evolve. Shout out Boom Bap.
And how was the presence on that? I mean, as far as the fan base, as far as everybody, I mean, listening to your music, was it?
It's always random. Like it's always like just random people that we just meet throughout the way, and a lot of people that just see us performing. It's always like that. Those are the hardcore like people that listen to us, the people that see us perform.
I got you. And is there anybody, someone in the big biz, anybody give you a shout out or say, hey man, hey, like what you're doing, keep what you're doing, anything like that?
I mean, always though. I mean, I feel like always. I see anybody that does their craft like at a very high level as like a big person,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
So of course,
just seeing people like around us succeed is always like the best thing,
That's
so,
right.
like, getting shout outs from like Madame or like, St. Chase or those are people that like I like respect around here.
Right.
And there's some of our favorite artists, you know what I mean? And
Evolve.
And the fact that we're even able to collab with them, and it's an honor, and for us, and then and there's a mutual respect there, when we have that good communication with them, especially with Boom Bap. I mean, been through a lot over the past few years, and it's like We appreciate their support and everything they've done for us.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I've talked. Well, my brother and I, we talk a lot, and we talk about guests that come on the show and stuff like that. And he said he saw you guys perform. He saw you guys perform at, but it was in Harlingen, if I'm not mistaken. And he goes, dude, those guys, man, that TA group, watch them out. Watch out for those guys. Those guys got something. It's coming. It's coming. Just keep an eye out because it's good. I mean, not saying that they're hometown buddies. They're for hometown boys, but just keep an eye out for these guys because they have something there. It's going to get big. Just watch it. It's going to explode. So I'm like, yeah, you got a point. I mean, I've already interviewed Rolls. I've already interviewed G-Knowledge. I mean, it's there. It's just waiting for that door to open and say, hey, come on in. Let's go. Yeah, man. But
I always listen to like music that's like on right now and stuff too, and I'm just kind of like, dude, this is like the same thing that we've been doing constantly. It's just
no doubt. Yeah.
Just like it's just waiting on that moment.
And when you all I've already talked to you about when you write your lyrics. I mean, I'm not sure if you get assistance or not from collaboration from these guys. But when you write your lyrics, is it a past experience? Is it something that you're going through at the moment?
It's always either something that I'm going through or a past experience. And it just depends on how fast it gets done, if anything. Like, that's the only thing that changes.
Like, one song you can say, you know what, this one was like it's the one where I have to surpass. What song would you say? I mean,
I have a song called Hurt that hasn't been released yet, and a song called with Gino, Feeling Myself, and another one called Swerve with a homie that's doing this thing too. Basically, I'm just like right there. I'm just talking about like everything that my little brother was going through and stuff like that. So it's just like, those are the things that really come from within. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I got you.
And in the process of just writing, it's just I always just try to find a good way to start.
Right.
Like a good way to start, and then I just write off from there. Just keep like coming up with, it's just like stanzas,
Right, I got you.
It's a big poem. It's just a big poem, basically.
Yeah, and I tried following you guys a lot on Spotify. I'm not sure if you guys are where else besides Spotify do you all shoot your music at? I mean, because I know I was talking to you when I released the trailer. You're like, hey man, I was hoping. I go, well, man, I haven't even seen the video, bro. It's the only one I dug up.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I've gone to Spotify today just to reminisce on some of the stuff you had. And I saw yours. It was Hooligan. I bet it was Hooligan. Yeah. I listened to that one, and the one I saw there was something like Cage Bird
St. Chase.
Yes, yeah, there you go. That's another reason why I also heard it when I saw it. Oh, I gotta hear this one. But yeah, I mean, when do you guys? I mean, I haven't heard your stuff yet, man. I gotta look for it now.
No, yeah. Well, we got Brainstorm out right now. I got like a 7-track little EP going on.
Okay.
I still don't have a date for it. Still also working on like a name for the album. Don't know, but but all those tracks that I named for you, they're in there. I have a couple more that I also have, but it's just gonna be like a little 7-track thing, and then just. Okay. There's still no date on that though.
And do you all constantly release your music on Spotify? That I've seen was just those new ones that came out.
No, I guess that's just that's where I listen to my music.
Okay, and when do you place them in? Because I know, like, I'm interested in listening to it. Anything that new when you guys shoot out.
It's usually like on all platforms, like for the most part, like on Apple Music, Google Play,
okay.
YouTube.
It's always usually distributed on like the main platforms. So,
okay, all right.
What else? There's some other weird ones out there.
Napster.
We got a couple tracks.
Napster. Napster, downloading our shit. Yeah, well, at least you're not like us. We're on some.
Get our shit on Frostwire.
There you go, Frostwire, no, and Torbit.
You can listen to it for free.
Oh my god!
Download it for free.
Either way.
Much love.
What I'm gonna need, I'm gonna need no shit, right? I'm gonna need some music from you guys. I can send it up to Keith, man, so he can put it on his show. Send me one.
We got a lot of TAO tracks that are like, oh my god, that are like so good.
It's all about
and it's just the waiting on the perfect time. It's just it, like.
That's what it is, to be honest. It's all about like timing and like just feeling right, like everything's like right.
And it's always developing something new. You're always in this new mood to create something different.
And,
it's always
and after putting out so many projects, you just feel like, all right, I just want to step. Like, is it better than the last one?
Right.
Yeah, lyrics better, producing wise. The beats that we choose are they at the same like vibe levels.
Or
and
is
stuff.
it different? Are you rapping about the same thing?
I need you to send me that. At least one from you, one from you, one from you, and then the whole group,
gotcha.
even from Alejandro, man. Send me one of each. And
yeah, so there's a project with me and Rolly. You know, I mean, there's a project with me and Typhoon. He has his own project. He has his own project. Alex has his own project. I have a project with Alex. You know what I'm saying? Then like Alex has a project with him going on. Then we have a whole project going on
together. Yeah.
So it's like, bro,
it's a lot of things.
It's a lot.
Sometimes it's like we lose track a little bit. Like whoa. Like, hey, we have this song.
I think right now what it is just more of like we're trying to focus on how we can reorganize what we've been doing and do better. Than, like you said, like we've done before.
Right.
And just trying to level up, step it up. You know, each time that we do something, make a move.
Right.
You know, we got to focus on making on the right moves, and that's what we've been doing. Just really planning it out.
That's
make
good.
Sure we do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you, and that's good, man. How's that cider going for you?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's good. This is the dark side. Yeah, it is. What is this called? Dark Side, man. Cider.
Shout out Dark Side Studios one time for the chip. I got some.
Does this taste like grape though?
It got somewhere.
Oh
shoot,
yeah.
It got some.
You gotta get the shout out Dark Side Studios, Timothy Black for these.
Oh,
shout out, nah, bro.
Well, the screen's going green, guys.
Shout out Tattoos by Ghost. Also on David Lee.
Shout out Scumbag Tattoos.
There you go, man. There you go, guys. Jesus, you guys are getting help out left and right, bro. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just
It's
people.
just the community, man.
Yeah, the community.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, and that's what people have to start realizing. You know,
like we hope that they want to work with us. You know,
Yeah.
that's how it is at the end of the day.
Right.
We want to represent where we're from.
of course, man.
We can like rock your merch during a show. We can do some shit like that.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, man.
Send us something. We'll do it. We'll do it, man. Hey, it's all cool.
Do something. Just send me something, man.
We'll show it off in the show.
There you go, and that's good, man.
Smash 2 beers and then boom.
I got now I'm understanding why he's the wild card, man. Let's move the beer over there, bro. No, man. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad things are going great for you guys, man. I mean, the last time I talked to you guys, I mean, to me, I don't know if you guys are already doing where you were at, but from what I've seen from the year almost a year for you, a whole year for yourself, your career has boosted even more. I mean, that I've seen not only here in the RJV, but outside the state of Texas or north of Texas or the state of Texas. It's been doing great. I mean, I've seen the followings, I've seen the follows, the downloads on your Spotify. Wow, it's doing great. I mean, I'm happy for you guys, man, that you guys are doing awesome out there. And I hope that it continues to go that way. I mean, nothing but up. I mean, there's no way going back down. You got to keep going up.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the last time we spoke, you were going to a competition up in San Antonio, I think it was. How did that go? I mean, even though it's a year later, but how did that go?
No, that was pretty dope. That was one of the best, the highlights of like the year for sure. Top 5, top 3 for sure. But yeah, man, I think that was like by far like one of the best, closest battles that I've ever had because the guy's experienced, you know, and he was like calm demeanor, like nothing I could say was really like, you know, like, but there was a lot of like crowd reaction, like whenever I would spit my bars. So that's why I felt like I was like, no, like when you pay attention, you know, you just kind of like, you really see like, all right, I walked off the stage feeling like I definitely fucking killed him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you don't just like go off feeling like, you know, like it was a for sure, like I got that one.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's always dope doing that. I was supposed to have one on September 29th, but they can't. The guy from Oregon, he canceled because he couldn't make it. So we're trying to like set up another one with Spy and trying to get the next one going.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was supposed to do that one already. So just looking forward to the next one and shit.
And it's funny how I see Gino now from the first time. He's a little bit more comfortable in the podcast, more confident from the first time we had him on here. Rose still looks Rose. The first time he was like real laid back. Hey, let's do this. I don't know whether it was the purple bag before he got here, or the purple bag afterwards. And then you got Typhoon over here that's so energetic. I'm like, man, this guy's overspilling left and right. What the? And I'm like, dude, this guy's a little bit more hyped than I am, bro.
Yeah, pretty hype. I get that a lot though, and I don't see it, but they tell me, I'm like, all right, yeah. And then especially like my family, they tell me to like.
Tranquilate ya, bro.
Well, you
Cálmate.
see, before we got here, I was like walking back and forth, right, just pacing around Gino's room a little bit, and Gino was just like, "Sit down, bro." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I just get lost."
You're like, I want to do this already. Let's go do this. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, I'm glad you were excited to come in, man. That's awesome, bro.
It's always good to do stuff like this.
That's awesome, man.
And then I hear a lot about you guys, so I'm just like, wow, I see a lot of your guys' podcasts too. I'm like, man, like.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And we've been, like I said, I'm also offered myself to go off to other podcasts also as a guest, because sometimes you being the interviewer, you want to see how it looks like from the other side of the table. You know what I mean? So, and I've had actually have open invitations to say, hey, man, invite me to your podcast. I'll go on there. You want to interview me? I'm up for it, man. I'm up for it. Just let me know ahead of time so I make sure I have time to go out there and do my thing with you guys. But yeah, man, sometimes, being the podcaster, constantly interviewing you guys, and a lot of people tell me, do you do your research before you go on? I go, you know what, man? I should do it. I'm not gonna lie, I should, but I find it more interesting when it's like a job interview when you get to know the person for the first time.
Yeah,
it's like the saying, the first reaction is the best reaction. You know what I mean? And being talking to Gino for the first time, we got to know each other a little bit, and we got, it finally clicked a little bit, and he clicked with Chu also. We started talking. Same thing with Ro, we started talking to him and talking with you. I mean, it's clicking, it clicks. I try not to overthink it too much when I do their interviews, because I don't want to make the guests feel it's like me coming to you. So, Gino, in the time of your life, have you ever seen your dead body? What the hell? What kind of question is that? Right. You don't want to do it. He goes, well, Gino's like, well, since we're there on that subject. But yeah, nothing too uncomfortable, inappropriate for the guest, try to make it feel at home. But yeah, I do my little bit of research. I go on there, check you out, what you're all about, what your music's about, and when you get here, I just ask the simple questions. Hey, man, where you from? Where'd you grow up? What got you, intrigued doing stuff like this, And it's so cool. And then it comes back to your question, Typhoon. Concert. I'm pretty sure you've done a lot of gigs with these guys.
Oh yeah.
Which would you just say is like when you're performing, you say, you know what? So far from now when you started, would you say it would be your top one?
Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. Because there were so many.
I like Rose. Look, don't fuck up. Don't fuck
up. We've been to a lot of shows. We've been to a lot of shows. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot. But honestly, the one in San Antonio was probably like one of the good ones.
Which one?
When we were at the Paper Tiger, I think it was.
Paper Tiger.
Tiger.
That was like one of the first times.
Yeah, that one was pretty sick because of the crowd.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or the one that we did with
Bevo?
No, Killer Priest.
Bevo was dope.
Bevo was dope too. That was my birthday. Actually, that was my birthday.
Bevo in the prison? I don't know.
No. We did show out of Bevo. Yeah, dude, they show so much love.
So good.
Dude, so good.
Place to stay, food, bar tab,
everything. Like it was so good. Like
it was so good, man.
Shut up, Bevo. Like honestly, like it was my birthday too when we had that show. So it was it was so good. It was so perfect.
Pizza was fire. I was thinking about the pizza right now.
Oh yeah, and they had like some good food too.
Really?
That mushroom pizza.
So Beeville and you said San Antonio. You said
San Antonio and the Killer Priest show.
Corpus was dope as fuck too.
Corpus. You see, like there are so many.
Yeah,
but definitely highlights. Like stuff like that.
And do you guys get approached by the fans? Hey man, where can I hear your stuff? Or you have and it's hard for me to say your CD or your CDs don't exist anymore.
I was about to say, does anybody even do CDs?
I do.
It's still good to give out CDs. I feel like it's still good because
that shows like you're really hustling.
Yeah, it's like
if you give me a CD, I'm gonna fucking listen to it. You know what I mean?
There you go.
For sure, right? Like I'll do the same for anybody, and especially like if they're here
you're dope.
Yeah, but like honestly,
don't put CDs in people's hands.
Here's my mixtape. Mixtape. I don't even got a cassette player anymore, man.
Yeah, and be at a show for sure. Like actually be out here trying to do something. Like as far as like community wise, I really love like the whole Valley like music vibe and like anything going on. Anything going on with the whole like
I've seen that there's been like a big shift in like the Valley of like people trying to like trying to unify and get together. And
Yeah.
And like that's always been dope, you know, to see people like work together. And,
help like the
other people
get
That's good, man,
stuff.
and that's what it's all about. I mean, I've said it before in the very beginning when we started the podcast. Working the RGV, being a performer myself in a rock group, it's tough. It's tough, especially when you're trying to write original stuff, original music, and you want to throw out there. And Rose knows what I talk because he has our CD. But that was a long time ago. Let's not say how long ago, Rose. But anyway, but yeah, man. I mean, go for it. And you think about it. I mean, it's something that it's hard. I mean, down here in the valley, it's two genres down here that you're gonna make it down here. And I said it and I'll say it again. It's either gonna be country, or it's either gonna be Tejano, you know. And you consider the fact. I mean, hip hop has been around since I was in high school, man. This is talking about 94, 93, and I remember a lot of young guys at that time trying to do their rap scene, the hip hop scene, the whole thing, and it was tough. It's tough.
I mean, it's all about also like how much you want it,
how you approach it,
willing to put into it to get whatever it is that you want out of it.
Yeah. Fumble. Oh, good catch. Oh shoot. Eat your heart out, Jerry Rice. But yeah, man. I mean, and seeing now how slowly through the years artists have evolved. I mean, coming in now, it's all on your phone. It's everything's networked now, man. It's so, not saying it's so easy, but it's an opportunity to push your stuff, to market yourself now.
Because social media is a tool. You know, you should be able to use it to your advantage and as much as you can. Some people, you know, it's like you can do it. It's just how much time you're willing to do on it. Because of course, there's let's say there's bigger artists, right? And they have people that do that. But if, you know, like in our position, we have to do all that ourselves as independent artists. I'm sure everybody here in the Valley, whoever's trying to, elevate themselves.
A good first start is if there's a rapper named Lil something, don't name yourself Lil something.
No,
Lil.
Lil.
A rapper named Baby something, don't name yourself.
Yeah, I hear you.
Don't do it. It's already out there. Yeah, like what's already out there, that's already out there, man. Just be you. Just do your thing. Yeah, just do your thing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Go off. I always go off of the vibes, and like I'm saying, man, like how it was during that whole Batcave Cypher stuff too. Like that's how it is every time we get in the booth and stuff like that. Like that energy is always there. Like every time I'm with them, I always want to do things like music wise because it's like, yo, they got the energy and everything is always like.
I got you, man. I'm getting comments here. This is when I talk about old musicians. This is what I'm talking about, and I know who this is, but I'm not even gonna say the name because you know who you are. Tracy's man. Yep, missing the stage here, man. So I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, and I'll say it again. Performing down here, it's tough, man. It is. I call this like the little New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Oh yeah,
and it's for true, man. And I've seen a lot of hip hop artists that have been pushing themselves down here, and they get recognized. They know who you are. They know who you are. They know who you are, and they're like, okay, yeah, well, this guy he does rap, or that guy he does hip hop, or that guy is a musician. They know you by that term, but do they listen to your music?
Yeah,
they see
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, they see, lo miré, esto vato en Facebook. Yes, esto vato hace rap. Ese vato hace rap. But have you heard the music? You know, that's the thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that recognition of you being noticed like that on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever you're at, that's awesome, man. Because it not only pours out here, pours out everywhere else. Right. And people want to say, well, who's this guy? Let's listen to him. And we're just waiting for that one opportunity to say, hey, man, I want to work with this guy. Get him on the phone. You know, and that's the open door, and that's when you bring all your homies. Let's go, man. Let's go. One of us gets in there, we're all going, baby. Let's go.
That's how it is.
Jump on the train.
You know the city as well, you know.
Exactly, man.
Facts.
Exactly. Now, out of all the cities, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. I'm gonna go one at a time. Out of all the cities here in the RGV, and this is, you gotta be honest with me. And you can't name your hometown because the hometown doesn't count. Because that's like family. Family's always gonna get your back.
Everybody's individual answer.
All right. So let's start. You know what? Listen, since Rose is like on key point here, let's start with Rose. All right.
All right, I'm done.
Okay. What city would you say? Rose like, oh shit. I shouldn't open my mouth. What city would you think yourself in the RGV alone
In the RGV.
In the RGV alone, not out of the RGV, would you suggest that the most gives you the most like support besides your hometown?
Honestly, I'm okay. I'm gonna be honest. I would think like
I think we're on the same one. I think we're on the
I
same
don't-
page.
I don't know. I want to say Harlingen.
Yeah.
I want to say
I was gonna say
Harlingen
that too.
because the majority of the time, a lot of and most of I want to say like 95% of the shows, it's all, you know, mostly love and you know, there's a lot of support out there on that side too.
Right,
I mean,
right.
there's support. There is some support on this side, but it just in the area where the venue is also reflects on who goes to said venue.
Right, right.
So I think over there, since it's a lot of like the spot is a
Oh,
really
of
good.
course.
It's a really good
Shout out
spot.
Madam, bro.
Yeah, shout out
Madam does a lot of that stuff. So.
And everything that they've done to put together shows over there because it's genuine over there, you know. Also, you know. So
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
I thought it was
G-Knowledge.
McAllen.
Oh,
really?
okay. There you go,
Really?
McAllen. There you go.
Really? Wow.
Why McAllen, G?
Just for the fact that we performed out there so many times.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's been a roller coaster.
And that's
ride
kind of where we
like,
started. Too.
You know, so that's why I've never seen McAllen as like you did bad at the show or like because there wasn't like a lot of people in the crowd.
Right, right.
Because it's always like, you know, there's fucking crazy crowds and fucking small crowds.
Right, right,
I
right.
think one of the best shows was at the Flying Walrus, like because we got to perform like around 2-3 in the morning.
There you go.
You know, like
Yeah.
right when like you know,
It was ending, and everyone got like the last minute
'Cause
place
I
to
think it was
go.
even like because after that, Flying Walrus is the only club that like lets people like in afterwards. You know, after hours, so
Mhm,
like, the backstage gets full and the band keeps playing, and we got an opportunity to be one of those bands that were like the last thing to close everything out.
Cool.
It was pretty sick.
Cool.
I think that was probably one of our best shows in McAllen. Yerberia Cultura when we opened
Yeah,
up for Killer
man.
Priest
Killer Priest.
from Wu-Tang Clan.
Of
Oh,
course,
That was
man.
dope, you know. But that was a while back. You know, so I mean, like those are really
Dang.
dope. You know, but
yeah,
then, like, you know,
I didn't
but
expect
then-
that from
you
Gino.
got that-
Honestly, I was like, dang.
But then, like
'Cause I was-
the Gremlin, shout out the Gremlin. One
Shout
time.
out the Gremlin.
Super dope. They definitely made that spot for artists. You know, like
Right, right.
And when the
whole
setup and
place.
everything there is like fucking
Yeah, like
it's dope.
they're definitely out there to promote artists and everything. So that's what I love about like the Gremlin or Walrus. You know, there's always giving opportunities. for-
So we have Harlingen, McAllen, and now you can't pick Harlingen, McAllen, Typhoon.
Jeez.
You're gonna have to jump out of the box. What would be the remember? You can't hit hometowns.
Everyone's individual,
Hidalgo, because dude, that show was sick over there at the border and stuff like that.
Hidalgo.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hidalgo too. You know, because
Hidalgo.
I mean, Harlingen and McAllen are always the main ones that we've done. You know.
Well, I mean, that's what we
Yeah,
only
well,
performed once over there. you know?
Yeah, I know, but you know, I love the energy and the love that we got over
And
there.
where did you-
It's
what did-
always different with every show too. So
Yeah.
it's like it's never really the same thing each time. So that's what I like about it. It's always different ears listening.
That's true. I
and
mean,
being
these guys were
impressed.
shirtless at the Hidalgo.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Both
There
of
you
them.
go.
It was hot,
That
though.
was
It was
wow.
It was hot.
It was super hot.
Really? Was
I'm
it
talking
super hot? Was it super hot? Or was it
Yeah.
just a lot of liquor involved?
Nah, I was.
The liquor
I was
came
great.
because it was
Or was it a lot of purple bags?
and that,
It was that.
It was that.
I was sweating under the tits.
There you go.
It was hot.
This one's for you, ladies.
Ah,
Next song, Purple in the Bag.
My dress shirt.
Hit me with another round of sweat.
um,
So Hidalgo would be, and when y'all played out, is it where exactly? Was it the Pump House? Is where you guys played?
Yes!
Oh, yeah, the old
There you go.
pump
I was like, man, I know it
Yeah.
has something to do with
The,
gas. I was like,
the
what was
only
that?
the only reason I know is because my wife graduated from Hidalgo. That's why, and she's always telling me there's a lot of groups that go out there. My niece took me out there once. I think who was playing out there? I think it was a band that was trying. It was a Led Zeppelin band was playing. It was a tribute band of Led Zeppelin. They were playing out there, and I was like, wow, this is actually the spot was nice because there was like a bus back there. It was like one of those peace buses that was all painted up in psychedelic colors,
Oh, that's cool.
and they performed
Did
in
they
front.
have it there?
Yeah, it should be there.
Right, I think it was.
Because
I
there's
think I remember
because
seeing the
when you
bus.
drive in, I think there's like a raspa stand, and then the back
Yeah.
there's a big bus colored in. I think it's a bus or a house.
That place was huge.
Yeah, that place was real huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which was it
That's
was real
what-
nice
So
though.
that's what's that for sure.
Yeah, the Raspa San for sure was there. We saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. It's great, especially during Christmas time when they do the festival of lights. Beautiful area to go out there and go look,
Okay.
man. It's
Yeah,
fun to go out
Oh
there.
yeah, I've been to the festival. Like,
It's a nice one.
So
They do that there.
Yeah, man.
That's
It's
that same place.
something you should look. I know. I'm not gonna say hip hop and Christmas or something you want to slap together, but
Who's done that?
you know,
Who's done that
it would be something new if you would ask if you can perform. Not during Festival of Lights because it gets a little hectic out there and there's cars, but there are always people driving through there and you guys performing in that area.
Right, just
You'll
like
get more exposure. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's a good idea. You hear that, guys? That's a good idea.
Or when they're driving under the lights there, you saw Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer together. So I don't know, man. Think of something.
I'll dress as a mascot.
And I'll go look out TAO. There you go. But there you go. And let's throw some social medias out there. I mean, give them all what's your socials so they can look for you online, man.
We got Brainstorm, TAO@TAO.official.
TAO.official on Instagram. Facebook is TAO official. My individual Instagram is Rose the Chef 956. The is spelled with THA.
Love the album, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Love the album.
Love it.
Joe, what's going on, Gino?
He's like Rose the Special THE.
Oh, it's spelled THA.
No, spelled THA.
Gotta let it know.
And personal Instagram and Facebook yourself, Gino.
You can look me up as G-Knowledge on all platforms. On YouTube, it's G Knowledge TAO Music. And you can find my shit on YouTube. I have like a whole fucking playlist of all my shit with my stuff, Typhoon's Rose. Yeah, man, Spotify, Apple Music, all the shit that you listen
Brainstorm with the 47.
Brainstorm with me and Johnny Typhoon.
That's with the 47 though.
If you want to look up TAO's music, you can find us on Spotify and all that as Together as One.
Yeah, all together.
Together as One, all
as
together.
one.
You know what I mean? Alejandro G is on Spotify.
See that's what I have to look for. So Together as One, just type the whole
together.
Together as One. Okay. Yeah, because I was on there typing TAO, nothing
like
kind of. I'm like, what the hell is this? Some guy with drums was playing. Like, this ain't it.
And by the way, I just want to put out there, it's TAO, not Tao. Just want to say that. A lot. Yeah.
Probably like the thing that made it like a cherry on top.
Right,
it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's cool. Like we won't correct them. Let them. But
the acronym TAO, Together as One.
Together as One. And make sure you write that down, guys, so you can go look for them on Spotify, all formats, all music formats. You'll find them on there. Together as One. These guys are a treat to talk to, man, and having them here on the podcast again, having Johnny Typhoon here for the first time. I mean, it's great. I'm probably gonna get this guy again by yourself.
Of course.
So we're gonna hit you up. We're gonna hit you with a lot of bad questions.
I'll let y'all know about the release date on something. It's coming soon for sure.
All right, maybe we'll get you out here. I know as far as right now, as we speak, we are booked all the way through March of next year, which is awesome, man. Which is awesome. I appreciate you guys. I mean, those that have called in, that I've reached out to, they say yes. Stay tuned for season 3. Our first episode is going to be a great one, guys.
Shout out to Anu for holding it down for the RG.
I'll drink some water to that. But and don't forget, Chew is at home right now, probably watching the podcast, saying, "Damn it, I should be there right now. I would have my leg in the middle of the table." But anyways, we won't talk about the leg thing. That's if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to check it out on the YouTube channel. It's some funny shit. Exactly. But he almost beat up 2 wrestlers with his amputee leg. But anyways, it was an interesting one.
Got a new mixtape coming soon. Probably next month. We'll see. Probably next month. Probably. Yeah, got some new shit dropping.
All right. Well, we were looking forward to it, man. I mean, hopefully something soon.
Knowledge,
plug, baby. No more beer for the guy across from me, please. No serve him anymore. No, man. I appreciate you guys coming out, man. It's always, like I said, a treat to have fresh artists, new artists, and artists that have been around for a while that are still kicking, live and kicking, man, and kicking butt left and right all over the valley, not only here representing us outside of the state of Texas. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you guys do that for us. And continue doing what you're doing. Don't stop. That's the only thing I can tell you. And an update, I'm not sure you've been watching the Facebook Live, Facebook pages that I've been putting on there, and what I put out against to pop culture last week. I had to put up something up on TikTok for the mayor of Brownsville. Just a newsflash update. If you guys didn't know,
I saw that.
he got Pop Culture got formally apologized by the mayor. So good to you. I'm glad.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for doing that. And
Shout out Pop Culture.
yeah, and I'm glad. I'm not saying that the podcast did its thing. I'm not saying it might have leaked that way. It might have helped a little bit, but if it did, that's what we're here for, to help every RGV artist out, man. Give them a chance. Let them be heard, not only by their community, but people that have a little bit more power, politic wise. So hey, man, we got to give these guys a chance to get hear out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, shout out to Pop Culture. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to TAO, man. You guys are great. It's like I said, a treat for you guys to come on. And we got to do this again, maybe with Alejandro when he comes down. Get all four of you guys in here. I don't know where I'll fit you. And stick around later on the Facebook page live. I'll show you the new waiting room that the Beefy Boys set up, man. Amazing.
Hey, it's amazing.
Crazy, beautiful setup they did. Now we have a place comfy. We have very comfy. We have a place for them to, if we have too many of them in the room, we can send one to relax and send them over when they're done and switch out. So thank you to you guys for doing that for us. We appreciate you, man. Other than that, guys, anything you want to lay on the table before we go?
Of course. New music on the way, of course, from everybody working. A lot of unreleased shit.
You might want to pull the mask down.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes.
Can't hear me?
No, I said you may want to pull the mask down before you drink. Before
you drink, you didn't even notice.
Hey, that cider's taking a fake, man.
It's that purple bag.
That one's called Purple in the Can.
You've had purple in the bag. You've had purple in the can.
Gino, anything you want to throw on the table for everybody here on the podcast, man?
Don't do it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to homies one time. Shout out all my brothers from TAO.
Oh my God.
They couldn't be here. Shout out Jammer. They couldn't be here. We want to as well. 1 second just to mention our rest in peace to our brother Jonathan. AB's little brother who passed away. A couple of weeks ago. And as well as everyone out here who supports us. We appreciate you guys for doing everything that you do. And, just letting us, just being able to do what we do, coming out here and rapping shit. Appreciate
there you go. Johnny Typhoon, the wild card. Anything you want? I'm not going to say toss on the table because what G's on top of the table is pretty damn impressive. If ladies, if you don't know what that is, watch the YouTube channel. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. No, man, just basically, shout out to everyone that's helped us out so far. Shout out to everyone that's keep doing what they're doing and setting, the tone for the RGB artists and everybody that's doing their thing out here. Shout out to my brother, rest in peace. I love you, Jonathan. Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys coming out. Sorry for the losses, gentlemen. I'm pretty sure they're looking down at you right now, and every step of the way, they will protect you and see you on your way to the best, only to the best, what they can do for you up there, man. And for those who are listening to the podcast, thank you once again. Those who are watching on YouTube, thank you for supporting and subscribing and following. Don't forget that little banner right down here in the bottom, right here in the corner. It'll say Chewy New Merch. I got a website that you can go on there, buy some T-shirts. Shout out to the First Night Experience, man. Wearing that T-shirt all over Manhattan, New York. Got some big layouts out there, man. Thank you very much. Look at that wild card, man. I'm gonna hire this kid as a PR, man. I'll tell you that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been 55 minutes into the podcast. I appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week with Mooncat Wrestling. This guy's gonna be amazing, man. It's gonna be amazing, This guy, we call him the flower child, not the love child, the fighting love child. Let's call him like that, all right? Thank you for listening, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Latest, kitties! And ladies, check.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chew and You podcast.
Hey yo, I'm coming for them duffel bags and gold teeth. This game been saturated, written for my nosebleeds. I like that propane and spit that dragon breath. I got that product for the low, all hell my connect. I've seen the nicest people plotting with the worst intent. I've seen my enemies.